Vad händer? Styrelsemöte
On my 24th birthday, during holy numbers 24, 04, 20, 24, I would see a divine moon. My sun had been the guiding force until then, formally since I was 19, informally since 16 or 17, and before then I was a child. Recent summer slipped me, and as the heat quelled this past March, frustration sat rife in the queasing pit of myself, belly and deep core with a clenched jaw. I rolled in the dirt sniffling, crying out lost, as my monuments had forsaken me. I cling to wind and sand. So, my new year came to, aligned with bright light of the pink moon. Prayer and reading and a divine presence was felt, and 2 months on I now await the third moon of the bleeding 22. Aside, needing to acknowledge that this moon had surfaced earlier in the calendar year, during heights of summer, during heights of the loss of the first great love. Having driven hours down from the north coast, I looked to close the front door, sunburnt, and a seething plate of orange stared me down. Or orange moon showed face, a warning. In turmoil I wrote to myself, I saw fierce light in the wash. There's new beauty in digital hell. June 21 and smoke settling, blankets on the domestic hillside. The weather turns, the house ablaze, and ashy air refuses to leave, insisting itself within my home, the gully. Uneased, I still garner the light through my window, out on the brick patio. I'll not breathe, my throat closing. And so I dwell, having burnt my own fire of resin and metal pipe, having so proudly declared sobriety from such vicious foliage, having filled pages with an ease unfamiliar to my clear-headed counterpart, and so I run through these hills wheezing, espouting conceit to my silver mirror quicker than I can pen till the heat drops and my fingers blacken, and so I return meek to the warm pit of myself, head to belly, anxious Ouroboros. In June 22, and I'm breaking sober again, shunning the moon, hiding by a drum in a chamber of brick and steel with cheap beer in my hand. Rock and roll compels me. Oh, Caroline compels me. Oh, I'm rendered a whirlpool. The preceding journey took me by silhouetted city towers, the great light darting between, looking far at amorphous figures to ground, rising nausea found in the bus's hot, recycled air. Between songs I would get the fear, eyes clouding by the crowd shifting, awkward weights on Velcro hardwood. I drank my beer. Well, deep in the silo, raucous to my skull, I see the vision. The vision shows. I leave the cold and drive far west through Southern Passage, by Sydney, by Melbourne, Old Castle. The coyote came from the west, and I make ways towards what I don't know. Behind me, clouds in my narrative, pillars of great steam rising. I grasp and fold them, flatten my words to ink and page, reduced to a small package bound by string, leather. I take final strides to the new west, Atlantic, who knows me only by my oldest name, to whom I offer a sailboat, years of thorough wording against a salty tongue. And for moments I can feel calm, and the offering burns, and the offering hurts. I am home on aforementioned patio, alive under brilliant gray light. I gather my monuments, a shrine, a pedestal of wood and metal stand before me, with American red cotton of my father, with jasper stone of my mother, with 2 stacks of card I palm through, with the words of flame. I'm sober and clean, I tell myself. I perform, voicing to someone, nowhere. Cycling guitar sat on a folding chair. I am shown as alone in Echo Valley, rife discontent within the livelihood, growing throughout past months, years. I seek something, vague narrative desired by the coyote, this same narrative I am to destroy in ocean flame for my part of peace, flailing attempts at control. I mutter to myself of this far west I dream, a destitute journey away from the city I've grown to roots. I have path, lunar guide in hand. And so I look to the moon. The moon as a monument, as differing figures each passing, wings and streaks radiates. She refuses still frame. She says, see, you're reading once monthly under what you've dubbed divine light. See, this misguided power you place in a small, transient, celestial body. See, even your son, life-giver, gone in the time of utmost reliance. I'm not here for you. What else am I to say? And so, teared, I look to my shrine, cough and cower, reading. The world presents itself. The world presents itself. With release to the belly, taut, hands pressed firm, a furnace, vision in a clear chill, I struggle to blink. The thoughts permeate the space, comfort to corners, wait and fall to ground, rise and release like the sleeping giant beneath the sand. The past year has been cruel by my own hand. A world presenting meaning, I feel every surface with a delicate touch. Meaning, I reach out knowing I'm never ready. Beside my bed, I struggle to light the lamp I've been meaning to rewire. The window shows where I once stood. The reflection, I see what I assume to be myself.